Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm talking about my Chantecaille must-haves. Now this is coming up just in time because actually the Chantecaille Sylvie sale is starting on July 27th and it runs till July 30th. Now you can actually get, there's pre-sale available and it starts, I believe, Monday, July 24th. Now, I don't actually have the pre-sale access or a code to give you, but I think one will just come up if you go into the Chantecaille site. A lot of other influencers have them available, but I absolutely love Chantecaille and I personally will be participating in the sale as well. So I wanted to show you my must-haves and my recommendations. The sale is actually 25% off, which is really great for a brand like Chantecaille because it does come with quite a high luxury price tag. And so when you can get that 25% off, it really does add up, especially with, like I said, a brand that has price tag that high. So I do like to do a majority of my shopping during the sale when I'm picking up Chantecaille. And the 25% off actually includes their philanthropy products, which usually they are restricted from the sales, but they're actually going to be included this year. So that's very exciting. So I'm just going to show you my absolute must-haves from the brand. So if you want to see my Chantecaille must-haves for the upcoming Sylvie sale, just keep watching. I'm going to start off with the complexion. My first must-have is the Chantecaille Future Skin Oil-Free Gel Foundation. I absolutely love this. Now, I can't really find my perfect shade. I sit in between vanilla and cream. I have purchased, I think this is like maybe my third tube or tub of this, I guess you could say. But this is just a gorgeous foundation. If you are someone that likes light coverage foundation, if you are someone that likes fuller coverage foundation, I probably wouldn't suggest this foundation to you, but this is a beautiful lighter coverage foundation. Buildable to like maybe medium, not quite medium, I would say like a highlight coverage, but it is very skin-like. It is that type of foundation that you'll apply it on the skin and your skin will look even better, but it won't look like you have makeup on your skin. So it is extremely skin-like. If you are someone that likes that no makeup look, and you just want your skin to look very enhanced and beautiful, a little bit more blurred, a little bit more perfected, then this is the foundation I would recommend. It's a very nice, it is a gel foundation, so it does feel cooling on the skin when you apply it as well. It's just very comfortable, very lightweight. So just a gorgeous, no makeup kind of must-have. Very skin-like, so I absolutely love that. So the next product I'm going to talk about is something that you have heard me go on and on about. It is something I've recommended over and over. This is the Chantecaille Anti-Aging Face Tint. So this does currently only come in one shade. I do hope they expand the shade range because, of course, there is no such thing as a universal tint. So hopefully they will release this in lighter tones for those who are maybe fairer complected and a deeper tone for those who are deeper complected. This works really well for me. More so, I would say, as a bronzer, but I can use it all over my face as a face tint. So what I like to do, and I really love this especially because it is such a great, fantastic multi-purpose product, and the consistency and the feeling of this product is really beautiful as well. It just basically feels like you've applied a lightweight gel moisturizer to your skin, so it does melt right into the skin, and it doesn't feel heavy, it doesn't sit on top of the skin. This is a very blurring type of product. It is very filtered, but it also is very second skin-like as well because it does really just melt into the skin. So this is a beautiful, warm, bronzy shade, and the consistency is just very nice. It blends in like a dream. I feel like it almost requires no effort to blend into the skin. So if you are a beginner into maybe cream bronzers, this is something I would absolutely recommend for you because it just blends with ease and almost requires no effort. I really love this for its multitasking purpose because I can apply this all over the skin as a skin tint. So this will give me a little bit of a bronze tint, which works really beautifully in the summer because then I don't even need to apply foundation to my skin because, like I said, this does add that filtered, blurred appearance to your skin when you apply it all over the skin. So it just makes everything look more even in tone. It kind of cancels out the redness on my skin tone. It just makes everything look very blurred and slightly more perfected, but it doesn't look like I have makeup on my skin. It just gives me a nice tint of color. So I love to use this just as a face tint on its own. I also love to use this as a cream bronzer. It is that gel consistency, so it really melts into the skin, looks very second skin-like. It just gives you that beautiful warmth, and it blends with ease. This is the bronzer that I'm wearing today, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I also love mixing this into other foundations. Say I have a foundation that's a little bit too light for me, but I still love that foundation. I can just apply a little bit of this product into that foundation to deepen it up a little bit And it never, sometimes when you mix like a moisturizer or another product into a foundation, you have to be very careful because sometimes those textures just won't work very well together. But because of this gel consistency, it works very beautifully with every foundation I have tried it with. Just such a fantastic product, hands down, one of my favorite products from the brand. Now, I was thinking maybe I should only talk about the Chantecaille Anti-Aging Face Tint as a bronzer, but the reality is that this is the Real Bronze bronzer in the shade Sirena. This is an absolute favorite bronzer for me. You can see I have literally hit pan and I am almost out of this bronzer, and I do have a backup. I love it so, so much. So this is actually another gel-based bronzer, and gel-based bronzers, so this is a gel bronzer that is baked. So when you bake these, it actually starts off as a cream and then they bake and turn into this sort of powder formula. So the beauty of these sort of products is that when you apply them to the skin, they melt into the skin almost like a cream product would. So I like to call them powder to cream products because they apply, you get the ease of application of a powder, but they melt into the skin and they look like you've applied a cream bronzer. But again, it's going to be way easier to apply than a cream bronzer, which can be a little bit more finicky. But it's just the most beautiful color. I love Sirena on my skin tone because it gives me a nice golden warmth. And I just think it pairs nicely when I compare it to my chest. It's just that nice warm color. And it has like an ever so soft sheen, but I think the sheen comes from the fact that this is a baked powder. So again, it starts off as that cream and then it's baked into this powder product. And it's so beautiful, but there are no shimmer particles to this. It sits on the skin so elegantly. It doesn't look like you've applied a powder onto the skin. It's just such a seamless application that blends very beautifully. The one, I guess, downfall you could say with this is that because it is a baked gelée, you can't just use any powder brush. Like I couldn't just use a fluffy brush. You need to use a dense brush to apply these sort of powders. So a lot of you ask my favorite brush to apply these baked gelée products, and my favorite brush that I found is this Refer 22 brush because it is so dense and fluffy. So it really picks up the product that is in this bronzer because it is just hard to pick up because it is a baked product again. But absolutely beautiful, seamless formula. Hands down, a must-have. The last face product I have to mention is something that is limited edition, but is still available on their site, and I highly encourage you to pick it up if you haven't tried it out. This is the Chantecaille Lotus Perfect Blur Glow Powder. Now again, this does just come in one universal shade, this beautiful beigey shade. It's nothing too crazy. It does kind of just look like your skin tone. But what I love the most about this powder is that it is such a unique blend of a powder that adds a bit of glow, but really blurs and perfects the skin. Now, it doesn't perfect the skin in that it's adding coverage. It perfects the skin in that it blurs the skin and adds that filtered effect, which is very unique because normally when powders have a glow, they add texture to your face or they can make texture stand out or look worse. But this powder doesn't do that at all, and it's just so gorgeous on the skin. I really love to use this again in a multitude of different ways. So I'll either use this as a very, very subtle highlight on the cheekbones, down the center of the nose, kind of where you'd apply a typical highlighter. But I love using this as a highlighter because it is such a finely milled, gorgeous, soft powder. It almost just acts as a brightening powder onto your skin. So it's going to add dimension back to your skin versus it being like a super glowy highlight. So if you're someone with mature skin that maybe struggles more with highlighters because you just don't love how they sit on your skin, this is a gorgeous powder to try out because again, it's just going to add that brightness and dimension back to the skin. And I really like that in this powder. It's so, so gorgeous. Or I like to add this as a finishing powder. So after I've applied all my makeup, I'll take like a fluffy brush. I think the Sonia G buffing brush is my favorite. I'll just work over all the edges, buff it into my skin so that everything looks really soft and just blended in together. Sometimes when you apply product and you've applied a blush, a highlighter, and a bronzer, you can just have little lines of demarcation where it's obvious that you've applied product, like it just doesn't look completely seamless and natural on the skin. But if you use a finishing powder to just buff over all those edges, everything looks completely seamless on the skin and you can't tell where one product ends and the other begins. This is just a holy grail powder. I absolutely love it. I do currently have a backup already. And I'm considering, again, this isn't a permanent product as of now, so I'm like, should I even pick up another backup? I'm considering it, but I absolutely love that. And then moving on to the eyes, this is another product you've heard me talk on and on about. These are the Chantecaille Mermaid eye colors. I have two favorite shades, the shade Copper, which is more of a matte tone, a very beautiful neutral brown, just beautiful. And then I also love the shade Copper. This is something I also have a backup of because I just don't want to be without it. Copper is like the perfect one and done shade. It's just such a beautiful, it's called Copper, but it's more of like a neutral bronzy tone, I would say. Absolutely gorgeous. The shimmer in this product is a very sophisticated, elegant shimmer. There are no intermittent shimmer particles, like no glitteriness or anything like that. You're not going to have, I don't know, that chunky glitter on your eyes. It's just so elegant, and it's just a beautiful formula. You definitely get a nice amount of pigmentation with these, but it's not overwhelming. It's not hard to blend. Love the Copper as a one and done shade, but Sylvie is very beautiful. If I just want to add something onto the lid that's more matte as well, it's just a beautiful tone. These formulas are incredibly easy to work with. Beautiful if you have more mature skin. The Copper shade in this Mermaid eye color is also my mom's favorite one and done shadow. If you want to check out the luxury beauty video I did with her, she mentions all her favorite products, and the Mermaid eye color is her favorite kind of one and done or shimmery shade as well. It's just absolutely beautiful, and I feel like these are quite underrated. Not that many people talk about them, but they're so beautiful. So these are my two favorite shades. So this is the Chantecaille Lip Chic in the shade Patience. Obviously, pick whatever shade you gravitate towards or what shade calls to you. Patience is just my favorite because it's a beautiful nude shade, but it's not too nude, so you don't look dead when you wear it, and it has the perfect level of color because it's that perfect pink, beige, and brown. It's like the perfect tone. So I absolutely love this, and it's not too nude, like I said. It gives me like enough color, but not too much color, where sometimes I feel like it just contrasts with my makeup and it looks overwhelming to have like a really intense lip shade and then your eyes with makeup on them. I just like things to be more, again, natural looking. So this is kind of like My Lips But Better, but just slightly more nude. But my favorite thing about this is honestly the formula. This formula is very, very comfortable. It's something you can just throw in your bag. It's something, obviously it's not going to be super long lasting because this type of formula, it is that hybrid between like a lipstick and a lip gloss. So it's going to fade, but I don't mind because this is the type of lip color that you apply, but your lips actually feel better once it's worn off, which is so rare. Usually when you apply a lipstick, your lips never feel better afterwards. You feel like you have to go in with like a lip gloss or a lip balm or something to add that hydration back. But this almost acts like a lip mask on your lips, and your lips just feel so great when you wear it. So I absolutely love this. Now this isn't super pigmented either. It's going to add just a sheer tint, but it's so comfortable, so hydrating, not too glossy where it's going to settle into lip lines or anything. It's just such a perfect lip product. And then my final recommendation, of course I had to mention this, especially because the philanthropy products are going to be included in this sale. This is the Chantecaille, obviously, Luminescent eye shade in the shade Lion Golden Copper. Now, Lion is my favorite shade, but I just recommend picking up a shade that speaks to you the most. Now, Lion is a Golden Copper. I've actually already gone through one of these completely, so this is a repurchase product for me. And these are really beautiful. It's not something I wear every day, but this is something that I will wear when I want my makeup to just look special and I want to feel really confident. So this is something I wear on special occasions, like if I had a birthday or a dinner. Can you just see that multi-dimension in this product? You apply this onto the eyes, and when you blend it out, it looks like you've applied more than one eyeshadow. It's just, there's so much dimension to these shadows. This is definitely more shimmery than the Mermaid eye colors that I mentioned. It has more intensity. It does have more of that intermittent shimmer without it being overly sparkly or overly glittery. It still is very elegant and sophisticated. You can wear these dry, or you can get them a little bit wet, and they'll go on even more intense and give you more of that foiled effect. Absolutely beautiful. Just when you see these in person, I feel like it is even more special than how it comes across on camera. These are just beautiful on the eyes. They make anyone's eye color pop and stand out. These are just a standout product from the brand, honestly, and something that I love. I love enough that I've repurchased it, and I have I believe 3 other shades. This is just my most worn. But that is it for my Chantecaille must-haves that is coming just in time for the Chantecaille Sylvie sale. So I'd love to hear from you. Let me know your favorites from Chantecaille and let me know if I should pick anything up. I always love to hear from you and keep the discussion going in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Like this video if you like it, and I'll see you in my next video.